In this lesson, we will learn how to automate the mouth's corrective pose. Okay, so getting started, I just wanted to go ahead and show you that the M shape has been taken care of. If I were to just go ahead and show the deform head and hide the base head, just really quickly, just wanted to point something out to you. If you go to your M shape, you might have trouble getting into some tight spots and selecting those points. Just simply go ahead and set it back to 0. And then go ahead and select the point you need to edit the shape. Now another thing to keep in mind is that you'd want to make sure that soft selection is off as you do that. That way you're just pulling that point and correcting what needs to be fixed and not adjusting anything that doesn't need to change. Alright, so I'll go ahead and set this back to 100% here, and I'll go ahead and switch these back to animate mode. Alright, so we need to work on automating our mouth open pose. Let's go ahead and get right to that. I'll actually go ahead and unlock the attributes manager here, and we can now just worry about the base heads tag. Alright, so what I'll do is go ahead and scroll up until we find the face morph tag that's tied to the don't touch group. We can go ahead and always add to this, again, so we're working with the cleanest workflow possible without adding any extra to our scene. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down now, and I'm going to go ahead and add the pose morph tag of the base head to this group. Okay, great. So now what will drive this will be our two jaw controls. Let's go ahead and select the upper jaw. Might need to go back to model mode. Let's go ahead and select that, find it, and add that to our group. And we'll do the same thing for the upper jaw. So I'll select the control. There it is. Go ahead and add that in. Now keep in mind the value that we'll need to use in order to get the mouth open to trigger. Of course, it's a positive one. We're going from 0 to positive 100. That's very important because if we were to go to the upper jaw, with that selected, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure we're in object mode, go to coordinates. If we were to go ahead and rotate that up, what you'll see is that we're actually moving in the negative direction here. However, when we go ahead and rotate the lower jaw down, we're moving in the positive direction. What that means is that we can do a direct connect between the lower jaw and our pose morph. However, for the upper jaw, we'll need to do something slightly different. But both will involve working with math nodes. So what I'll do is go to the output of both the upper and lower jaw and go ahead and add the pitch axis to both. Alright, great. For our pose morph, we know that we'll need to add in the mouth open strength. And just so you can see this, I'll bring up the window a bit higher. Alright, great. So again, we're going to need to work with add nodes so that both of these can drive this one channel. So I'll go ahead and right click and add in a new math node. And we'll keep it set to add. And we'll grab the lower jaw and wire that into the second input of the math node, and the output goes into our mouth open. So watch this. If we were to just go ahead and minimize the Espresso editor, if we were to go in and find our pose morph tag, let's go ahead and select it and lock this down just so we could take a look. Now, as the jaw opens, you could see that we're also having the deformation we need from the mouth open channel. Alright, so we can rotate this however we like, and we get the functionality we need. Very fun. Let's go ahead and reset this back. And now we can go ahead and work on the upper jaw. So with the upper jaw, that needs to go in an opposite direction. So all we need to do is work with a new math node. Let's go ahead and clone the existing one. And we'll go ahead and set this operation to multiply. So I'll go ahead and unlock the attributes manager, select the math node, and set the function to multiply. Here we'll need to multiply by -1 so that we're moving in a positive direction now. We've reversed the order. So now we can go ahead and tie the output of its pitch axis into the first input of our multiply node. We can take the output of the multiply node and put that into the input of our add node. And now we can go ahead and take a look at our change. I'll go ahead and just close this out. I'll go back to the pose morph and go ahead and just lock this down. And now you'll see that when we grab the upper jaw and start to rotate that up, we have the mouth open triggering. Very fun. And then when we go to the lower jaw, it still triggers. And we have the lips now moving naturally. Very cool. All right, so that's what we needed to do for that target. Guess what? We're just about finished. Let's go ahead and select both controls. And we'll go ahead and reset them. I'll just go ahead and find the upper jaw from our list. It's trying to be difficult, doesn't want to get selected. Might even lock the mesh. There we go. That might help. And I'll just go in and reset the two objects. All right, so again, we're just about finished. We need to now work on animation channels for our pose morphs. And then following that, it's just a little bit of cleanup work we'll need to do before we call this exercise finished.